Welcome to Convention Center Action Center. I'm your host, Morgan Merrill, and I am here with Temecula FFA.
Hi.
Can you guys introduce yourselves, what year you are and what you're involved in FFA?
Of course. Hi guys, my name is Camille Peterson. I'm a 10th grader at Temecula St. Jean Catholic FFA, and I'm here for agri-science.
Hi, I'm Citlali Gonzalez. I'm a 10th grader as well. And a couple things that I'm involved in our FFA chapter are the farm team. I've done opening, closing, creed in my discovery year, and I'm just really excited to be here.
And my name is Mr. Bautista. I am the lead ag teacher and FFA advisor at Temecula St. Jean Catholic FFA. And this is my third year as an ag teacher and my first year in Temecula. I originate from the North Coast region. I went to the St. Helena FFA chapter, and then I moved down here just about almost a year ago, and I've been here serving the students of the Temecula community.
Very good. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited to speak with you guys about the FFA and the agricultural industry. So first, what inspired you guys to get involved in the FFA, and what inspired you to teach ag?
Of course. I got inspired to join FFA from my freshman year joining agri-science. I was super new to the FFA. I had no idea what it was, but me and my partner had actually decided to submit our project to state. And we got far and we ended up making second in nationals, and it was a really fun experience. And I've also been super involved in our regenerative farm and our farm with our animals, and it's just been such a great opportunity to meet people, create those connections, and just grow as a person.
So I was originally inspired my 8th grade year. I did discovery. And actually one of our state officers currently, Noah Stanisai, was kind of the person who inspired me to join because he really saw something in me with public speaking, and then that's why I ended up doing Creed. And then I continued on in all through my high school years up to now because we had a lot of really great seniors and chapter officers that inspired me.
For me, I go way back to 2015 when I was a freshman at St. Helena High School. And I remember when I was actually on a flight back to Indiana. I was a national finalist for agri-science and vegetable production proficiency. And I was on an airplane, and I told my ag teacher, Judy Ash, one day, and I said, I don't feel that happy that I'm a finalist. And she said, well, why not? And I said, because honestly, I would find more fulfillment being in your position than the position that I am right now. And so she said, you're going to be a teacher. And in that moment, my career was set solid. So since I was in high school, I've known I've wanted to be an ag teacher. I went to Chico State, got my degree in agricultural science and education, and I never thought second of anything else. There is nothing to me more rewarding than being able to provide my experiences, my perspectives, and my background to my students so that they can be more successful than I am today.
Wow, that is a beautiful story. Thank you guys for sharing it. I'm so excited that you guys are so active and enthusiastic about FFA and agriculture. So with that, what has been your favorite memory within the FFA?
I think my favorite memories have definitely been the community I felt here. I've met so many amazing people. I've been able to create those connections that I've almost not felt anywhere else, and it's been such a great opportunity. As well as agri-science for me, I remember the feeling of not even knowing if I was going to do agri-science at the beginning of my freshman year to then winning state, and it was just a beautiful opportunity, and I felt so much fulfillment, and all my hard work paid off, and it really just made me realize I would want to do this for the next couple years of my life.
Yeah, so great question. I feel like for me, it was probably my last year doing opening and closing. I had really never done any public speaking whatsoever, and honestly, I can be a pretty shy person. So it was nice for me to step out of my comfort zone, and I actually ended up winning first overall Sentinel for section and region, as well as overall team for both as well. So that kind of really just inspired me, and it was a great experience.
Ooh, I have a lot of good memories. I have a lot of good memories in FFA. I want to say the most rewarding one was actually happened this past October when I had the opportunity to mentor Jolina Ibarra, who was the state champion job interview student last year for California. And so she is currently a freshman at Chico State, also with the goal of being an ag teacher. And so she said, hey, I need mentorship. And I said, you know what, let's do this. And so we prepared. I got connections. I was able to meet with professors from even other states to get that support for her, do practice rounds with her. And then we flew together to Indianapolis along with our other National Agri-Science Fair finalists. And she went in and received 3rd place in the nation for a job interview.
Wow.
And so for me, that was so rewarding to be able to see her put all of her experiences of FFA throughout her 4 years and apply that in the job interview contest. And she was nervous. I was nervous. I remember I was recording and my camera was shaking when she made the top 5. But that's what it's about for me as an ag teacher, is to see students be able to go from maybe being students that are nervous, that maybe haven't found their passion, and support them in finding it and have them discover their abilities so that they can apply that to anything that they do for the rest of their life. There's nothing more rewarding than that. And for me, I always say, I don't expect anything in return. I don't expect to get recognition or get plaques or get an increase of salary. For me, it's about how can I use, again, my backgrounds to be able to support these students to reach their full potential.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you guys for sharing. That's so impactful for your students, and you guys have so many memories, and it's all to our amazing ag teachers that guide us through this journey of FFA and the love and passion that we all have for agriculture. So with that, how has FFA impacted your guys' leadership skills and grown them?
Of course, FFA has definitely changed me as a person. I know that I've always wanted to be a leader, and growing up you always hear, oh, be the leader, be the leader. But what is that? It's about servant leadership. And especially in my chapter, I've learned how that is, and through other great leaders, and how I can be a leader myself. And FFA has helped me with my speaking and being able to talk to a huge crowd of people and lead them to do the right decision. And it's been such a great opportunity for me and others around me that we're all growing together. It's not just one person growing, but we're growing as a school, as a chapter, as a community. And I've definitely been way more comfortable in my skin, talking to people, making new connections, and being that leader.
Yeah, so as I kind of mentioned before, I have never really been someone who's seeking out friends and seeking out people, but like my last year doing opening and closing definitely helped me with my public speaking and my leadership skills, as well as just talking and being around people more. I feel a lot more comfortable, like Camille said, leading people and just being around people in general. And I feel like it definitely inspired me to even go outside of our FFA chapter and run for new things and get more experience. Like currently I ran for ASB and I am a class rep, so that's nice, and I get to help outside of our FFA chapter as well.
For me, I remember when I was in middle school, so way back when, and I was in 6th grade, and we had an assembly, and ASB officers were doing their speeches. And I remember thinking, I want to do that, I want to do that. But then I said, wait, I have to give a speech in front of 300 students. That's not going to happen. And I remember leaving that gym and trying to find a way, okay, well, how can I be a leader? How can I improve my speaking skills so I can get over this fear? But there wasn't an opportunity for me. 7th grade came, same thing. 8th grade came, and I realized, maybe that's not for me. I wasn't meant to do that. And it wasn't until 8th grade, right before school ended, where we had our local FFA chapter, St. Helena, come over, and they did a presentation about the FFA program. And they really highlighted how you can go from being someone in a shell to being able to be someone that helps others get out of their shell. And so I said, this is the opportunity for me. This is where I unlock something, and it did. It transformed my life completely. And so I continued involvement in high school, and I didn't really feel comfortable with public speaking or even coming out of my shell completely until about the end of my senior year. So it did take some time for me, but I wouldn't be the person I am today, the coach or the advisor that I am today, without those experiences. So like I like to say, I was a late bloomer when it came to public speaking, but now it is my goal as a teacher to help students start that journey off earlier than it came with me.
Public speaking is one of the main things that so many people talk about within the FFA, whether you're giving an elevator pitch to a potential college and you're meeting colleges here at the career fair, or you're speaking to an industry professional, you're going to carry those skills with you wherever you go. And with that, how does your chapter advocate for agriculture within your school and your community? And how do you guys advocate for agriculture?
Of course, we have a lot of opportunities for agriculture, and it's really eye-opening, especially we have our farm, both regenerative and with our animals, as well as a lot of speaking opportunities. Even if you have no idea, like a freshman like I was, what FFA is, you get to go to chapter meetings, you get to participate in things that a lot of schools don't offer, and our schools give everyone the opportunity to join the FFA at a young start of your career. And I think that is a great aspect of just FFA as being so welcoming for everyone. Whether you're scared to speak, you know how to speak, or you just want to grow.
So inside our chapter, I'd say that the biggest way that we advocate for agriculture, we have our farm team and our regenerative farm team. So we do a lot of composting and recycling, and then we also try to get students as involved as we can in our farm team, and just push them to go outside of their comfort zone and try new things. And then as well as outside of our chapter, this year we did something called the Temecula olive oil harvest, and this is kind of just a chance for us to go out there and network and really let people know what agriculture is, because if you're not in the industry, you probably really don't know what FFA is, and so that is kind of a nice opportunity to just educate people.
We come from Temecula, so Temecula is the Southern California's wine growing region. And so maybe not as big as Napa Valley, which is where I'm from, but it's a region that's getting increasingly more popular and well known. And actually our school is located right behind the wineries. So wine country is right there, ready for us for those hands-on experiences, internship opportunities, networking opportunities. And that's something I've wanted to focus on a lot for students, our students specifically in our school, to realize the power and economic benefit that comes of viticulture. And one big problem that we have within our community is, even though we are an agricultural community with the wine country, a lot of people that live in Temecula in the Murrieta region commute to Los Angeles or San Diego for work. So they're not connected to the agriculture industry. And so then they come in saying, well, why is my student involved in FFA or agriculture? They're not going to be a farmer. And well, they might not choose to be that. They may choose to be doctors or psychologists. All of the experiences and knowledge that they gain from agriculture education courses will follow them for the rest of their life. That could be have them be maybe making better food choices for themselves or their future families, knowing how to advocate for farm bills at the state or federal level that could benefit their community. If they are not aware of where their food comes from or about agriculture in general, they're not going to be able to advocate for that. They won't be in the know. And so for our students is, yes, we may be a small school with around 150 students, but we try to provide students as much opportunities as we can, whether it be livestock, farming. We have a regenerative farm, and so what that means is that we use regenerative practices such as no-tilling, ensuring that we're using our irrigation system appropriately, that we don't use any chemicals or fertilizers that could affect the soil. We are a Catholic school, so we are aligned a lot with the vision of Jesus Christ and the Catholic Church, ensuring that we care for our land. And Pope Francis, he published a bibliography called Laudato Si, and so it essentially tells caring for your common home, your land. And at the end of the day, we need shelter, we need food, but something so important for us is our soil. Our soil is living, that produces our plants, the crops, that gives us fuel and energy. And if we don't care for our soil and care for it, then we're not going to have any food. So that should be a priority, that our home is the soil. Without that soil, we don't have what we need.
Absolutely, that is so amazing. The regenerative farming, you guys also have had 3 state officers, correct? Yes, and 2 state public speakers. So that is amazing accomplishments. And so how do you guys, what has helped develop this success, considering that you guys have only had an active charter for about 10 years now, right?
Yes, that's correct. 2018, so about little less than 10 years. Biggest thing is our educators and the vision that the sisters of the company of Mary Our Lady who operate the school, they really put on their philosophy of educating the entire student, making sure that it's not just passing them on knowledge, but ensuring that they know how to think critically, that they know how to accomplish common tasks, but also going above and beyond in what they do. So for us as educators, not even just the ag teachers, but the rest of the educators, it's ensuring, okay, do you understand this? How do you apply this? How do you public speak it? How do you critically think about it? And so I think that's what, or I believe that's what has helped our students be so successful, is that our educators and our school and our sisters of the company of Mary Our Lady push our students far beyond what just is the minimal. And so also with the Catholic faith of ensuring that we care about other people. And so through stories of the past and stories of the present, how can we ensure that our students are going above and beyond in what they do? And I believe that's played a key role, especially with the Catholic religion, really expressing that aspect of service to others. I think that's something that has inspired our students a lot.
Yeah, so I think a big thing at our school, everyone says it all the time, is our community, but I really think that it's true. And so I think just having that community and all these faithful people who are not afraid to love you and be kind to you at all is really nice, and it kind of just sets a foundation for you to not be afraid to fail or learn or ask questions at all, and I think that's really a big reason why.
I think for me, it's definitely our just will to want to pursue, and it's just our determination. If you ask anyone in our chapter, we're all here for a reason. We all want to do something. We're all passionate about something, whether it's agriculture or not. And I really think that has set our chapter to success, is that we're all willing to do anything. We all get put in these crazy situations that, you know, we didn't think that we could do at first, but we were able to persevere through, again, like community and having those mentorships and just being together. And I think that's a huge aspect of how we're able to succeed.
I love your guys' mindset of how just doing it for yourself and for your community, morals, and I love the background that you guys have, and I'm very excited to see where your chapter goes in the future. I just want to say thank you guys so much for being here with me today and sharing your story of your chapter, and I am very excited for you guys, and have a great conference.
Thank you so much.
This is Convention Center Action Center. Thank you for watching.